So this will be a brand new series I'll be starting up called Uncomfortable Conversations, and this will be volume 1, in which we've seen a number of NBA players over the past couple weeks, players take perceived shots at Kobe Bryant and his greatness. And as we go along through this segment, we'll hear from D. Wade, Tracy McGrady, as well as Theo Penson and Raymond Felton as they reflected on a current day player that would make this imaginary GOAT conversation even more uncomfortable for certain fan bases. But to start off, Kobe Bryant, make no mistake about it, he is one of the most relatable superstars ever to touch the NBA court. And what exactly I mean by that is the Mamba mentality is relatable to almost everybody and can be applied to anyone. Kobe Bryant, coming into the NBA even as a high school phenom, wasn't talent-wise on the level of a guy like Allen Iverson or any highly coveted top 5, top 4, top 3 pick. But over time, with the Mamba mentality, just working on his game day by day, he began to surpass guys like Allen Iverson, who was born with all the raw talent. And that right there is truly what made Kobe Bryant great. He definitely ended his career, no matter where you rank him, above a lot of other guys who had way more raw talent coming into the NBA because of his Mamba mentality, just working on his game day in, day out. But unfortunately, after his timely passing, his fan base is a little bit confused of why he's not ranked higher within this GOAT conversation. And make no mistake, there are levels to greatness. So to start this off, we're going to hear from Kobe Bryant after winning 3 championships alongside Shaq on, at the time, where did he rank the all-time Lakers ever to put on a jersey. This is going to serve as a great backdrop. You guys check it out, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
Can you give me your all-time starting 5?
Oh, of all time?
All time.
Magic at the point. MJ at the 2. Larry Bird at the 3.
Notice how Kobe put Larry Bird on that list. Just to add some more context to that, look at the difference from, I believe it's the early 80s, or from when he first joined the team versus when he wasn't there. That team was horrible, had a bad record, and Larry Bird almost took him to about 60 wins. There's a major difference from when Larry Bird was on the court versus when he wasn't there. But for research purposes, you guys definitely check that out, and it shows you his impact.
Larry Bird at the 3. Bill Russell at the 4. This is tough. Wilt at the 5. And I'm struggling because, Kareem and Wilt, they're neck and neck. So,
Are you 6th man?
no, dude, I'm nowhere near that stuff, man.
You see how Kobe responded to that? I'm nowhere near that stuff, man. This is after winning 3 championships. And it's a unique perspective for Kobe Bryant fans to understand. Notice a lot of those guys that he named on that list, even on a shitty team, those guys are making the playoffs. That's why I said there's levels to the greatness. Kobe Bryant, of course, is a great on his own, but he's had seasons in his prime where his team didn't even make the playoffs. And if you look at the NBA historically, the true greats, even on the come up, it's almost impossible to miss the playoffs with those guys unless there was some crazy injury, in which for Kobe's case, the years that the Lakers in the mid-2000s were missing the playoffs, that wasn't necessarily the case. They didn't have the greatest of teams, but the 5 players he just named, you're not missing the playoffs with those guys on your team.
You still got Jerry West, you still got Oscar Robinson, you still got Walt Frazier, you still got Bob Petty, you still got, the list goes on and on and on.
You see how he named those other players? Kobe knows those are also other guys that your team is not necessarily missing the playoffs with those players on your team. That's how great they are. Again, there's levels. And unfortunately, in today's sports media landscape, with the first take debate culture, there's too much of picking sides, good versus evil, instead of guys kind of evaluating the nuances and looking at the game more from a historical context.
How about your all-time Lakers starting 5?
All-time Lakers starting 5. Let's see, you got to go with Magic. It's funny because a lot of these players are in my 5, are in the top 10
right.
of all time. You're talking about Magic, you're talking about Jerry West, Elgin Baylor.
Elgin Baylor is another player that gets overlooked even by Laker fans as far as his greatness. Understand, when he came into the NBA, it was very unusual for them to even allow black players to be the leading scorer of a team. A lot of black players at the time were just guys to get rebounds, get steals, and play defense. Elgin Baylor broke that mold, and he averaged about 35 points a game. And I'm going to just add some more sauce on top. Elgin Baylor, from the time he came into the NBA, them not allowing black players to necessarily be the leading scorer of a team, 20 years after that time, Michael Jordan ended up being the face of the NBA. That's how much of an impact Elgin Baylor has had on the league. But anytime you hear all-time Laker greats, his name doesn't really get mentioned. That right there shows you how much of the nuances are being left out from the first take debate sports culture that precedes the NBA media today.
It's funny because a lot of these players are in my 5, you know, or in the top 10
Right.
of all time. You're talking about Magic, you're talking about Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Kareem, and Wilt.
Once again, the players that Kobe Bryant just named in that starting 5, if they're not hurt, it doesn't matter if they have a shitty team. It's hard to miss the playoffs with those type of superstars. But Tracy McGrady, Jay Will, Stephen A. Smith, and Gilbert Arenas has sat down and spoke about what defines a player's greatness, with Gilbert Arenas being inserted as a wild card into this first take panel. It definitely shook things up. Everyone was more lit, they were turned up, and T-Mac revealed his true feelings as he threw out Kobe's name multiple times. You guys check it out, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
No, but you talk about the whole package, though.
Hold on, wait a minute. What I said about Giannis, who is phenomenal, is that because of how phenomenal he is, if having captured a championship in 2021, he plays the next 8-9 years, and he never wins a championship again, you're going to look at him and say, damn, we expected more titles. It's not his fault. I didn't blame him for it. I just said,
Hold on. See,
This goes back. So after he won the championship, has he made it to the conference finals?
No.
Why?
Injuries.
Injuries.
He was injured, and then Damian
So
Lillard
I
got
get
injured.
that.
Got injured. Drew Holiday got injured. Yes.
I played 4 years in Orlando, got ridiculed because I never got out of the first round. Grant Hill at the time was the best player on that team. This is my 4th year in the league. Grant Hill was the best player on that team.
Right.
So I'm playing 4 years without my best player, can't get out of the first round. But
Right.
I get ridiculed because I can't do it. Giannis won a championship.
Time out.
He won a
Time out.
championship.
History. Hold on.
After that, he couldn't get back.
Because you know you're my brother. Here's the deal. Here's how you got ridiculed. Y'all were up 3-1 one time, and you thought y'all had it in the bag.
Can't find that.
Hold on.
Can't find.
What I'm talking about when you went against Detroit.
Yeah.
Y'all thought y'all had it in the bag.
'Cause we up
And then
3-1.
You were up 3-1. So again, it was the fact that if you're good enough to be up 3-1, they expected you to close the deal. That was the only thing
Kobe's
anybody
never
ever
been up
said.
3-1?
No, I'm just saying. And then when
Steph's never been up 3-1.
But when they blew it, we
I'm just
pointed it
saying.
out.
I'm just saying.
When they blew it, we pointed it out. But we know they're great. But we pointed out you lost a 3-1 lead.
Right there is strike one from the Kobe Bryant fan base when he threw his name out there.
Okay, I'm saying that's not saying you're not great. It's saying that the moment arrived and y'all didn't close. That's all. It's a fact.
Y'all.
It's a fact.
You said it, y'all.
There you
Okay.
It's a y'all.
Thank you for saying y'all.
It's a y'all. You got to
Thank you.
use y'all. You can't
Appreciate
use
it.
the player
Yes.
itself, because it's a school project. It's
Right.
a team project.
Right.
There's an A student.
Time out.
That A student
Right.
final grade from the media
Right.
is reflected
I happen-
by everybody else. So if you don't have other A students with you,
Right. I
and
happen to know a thing. I happen to know a thing. to do.
what?
I'm not trying to say, nor have I ever said, it's not all on you. I'm saying when you talk about a narrative and how the public perceives things, it emanates from that because somehow, some way, they're looking at you, and it's not 1-on-5, but they're
Technically.
Technically, expectations are not expectations.
As a player, what's
different.
the most frustrating part of this conversation for you?
Not
They separate the individual from the team, right? When things don't go right with the team, it's your fault, right? If there's a game 7 and the best player don't perform well, it's his fault. But you could go in history. I remember, was that Boston versus Lakers? Kobe didn't play well.
Again, right there, another trigger point. Yo, T-Mac is going ham. Does he have a personal vendetta? But he's not telling no lies at this point right here.
in Game 7, Ron Artest, Metal
Artest
World Peace,
saved the day.
Saved the day, right?
Kobe lost the series to Phoenix in the first round.
By
They
the way,
played
that's every championship. Ray
that's
Allen-
what I'm saying.
Ray Allen
Like,
makes
you-
a shot from Miami.
it's a
Come on, man.
series.
It's
It's like all that
can't
stuff.
point at the individual.
if
And
you
also,
are
I say the public perception, we help drive that with what we tell the public.
okay,
Fair?
and that's fair.
So
And
that's where you get the barbershop
But what
talk.
I'm saying to you is this: if I'm a member of the same team as you, and I'm getting paid $50 million, and you get paid $5.
And this right here is the difference between Kobe Bryant and those guys. He took on the responsibility. There's a fucking difference, T-Mac. Kobe took on the responsibility, though. Winning was his #1 priority, and he let it be known up front.
There's a reason for that. So somebody's going to, I'm not saying that it's always fair, because sometimes your teammate can mess up. Guys ain't getting the job done. It may not be your fault. We recognize that. What I'm saying, however, I'm talking about the expectation going into a situation. I'm not talking about looking at a moment and ignoring what other people didn't do while you did your job. That's egregious. But walking into a situation where expectations and narratives are established, it usually comes associated with the great ones that stand above the crowd. How is that a problem?
Because the great ones also have other cars with them. That helps them there.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, we're Bugattis, right?
Okay.
Ferrari. I got Hondas with me.
Now, that's a misconception on Gilbert Arenas' part. You are not a Ferrari, and Tracy McGrady is also not a Ferrari. These guys in the playoffs are more like the Acura. They're like a higher end version of the Honda. Once again, this is where Mamba mentality comes in. Kobe just getting better day by day by day. Even though T-Mac probably has more raw talent than Kobe, Kobe surpassed him. And with his playoff and championship success, you've seen everything come together. But Gilbert Arenas mixes up regular season success when his star really gets judged on what he does in the playoffs. And right here, he considers himself a Ferrari, but yet he was a seasoned vet going up against a lesser experienced LeBron in the playoffs, and even King James was able to knock him out still. It was always a struggle in those years between the Cavs and Wizards for Gilbert to get past LeBron. That's why I say there's levels. And when it comes to superstars, Kobe Bryant is 2 tiers above these guys. And there's still tiers above Kobe. We heard him in the first part of the segment where he mentioned the top tier: Jordan, Bird, Magic, Wilt, Kareem, Bill Russell. That's the top tier. And the second tier was when he went to the diatribe about Jerry West and others. Let's go back to that real quick.
Are you sixth man?
No, dude, I'm nowhere near that stuff, man. You still got Jerry West, you still got Oscar Robinson, you still got Walt Frazier, you still got Bob Petty, you still got, the list goes on and on and on.
That's the exact tier I'm talking about. A player like Shaquille O'Neal, because he didn't take his career as serious, not staying in shape, he falls in between those 2 tiers. He could have been up there along with Kareem and Wilt, but him not taking his career as serious, he finished with 4 championships anyway, going to the finals with 3 different teams. So he's in between those 2 tiers. Again, there's levels to greatness when it comes to the NBA.
Let's go back to LeBron for a second. When LeBron lost the title to San Antonio, first go round, nobody said a word. We all know that he was at the finals with Hondas.
Yeah.
We all knew that.
Yeah.
We knew that. And with Hondas, yes, we did. Nobody held against them that they lost to San Antonio.
Acura.
They didn't have that.
Everybody in the
Nobody held that against
Everybody in
LeBron.
the East was like, that could have been us.
Yep.
I know we was like, man, that could have been us.
No, Gil, it could have never been you. You were struggling against a young LeBron James in the playoffs. Come on, buddy. But Kobe Bryant fans continued to get up in arms when Dwayne Wade had made certain statements. I don't know, it was a rough week for the Kobe stands. But they didn't take too well with him mentioning that Pau Gasol should have won MVP, which he was completely out of pocket for, because Kobe was definitely the MVP of that 2010 finals. You guys check it out, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
In that finals, that last finals that they won, Kobe didn't play well. Kobe didn't shoot the ball well. Actually, everybody thought Pau Gasol should have been MVP. That's how well Pau was playing, and Kobe was playing awful.
Yeah, I don't know what Dwayne Wade was on, but he was completely off with that. Yeah, Kobe had a bad Game 7, but overall in that series, he was killing the Celtics. But this NBA media landscape today, players' egos from time to time are going to jump out and hit those broadcast airwaves. Sometimes it might be perceived as hate. The interesting thing about Wade, he's one of the all-time shooting guards to ever play the game. But when it comes to that tier that I spoke about earlier, he falls a level below Kobe. Let's remember, Kobe Bryant as a leader took his team to 3 straight NBA finals. And these all-time lists are really going to be uncomfortable because we have to factor in the modern day players. Guys like Nikola Jokic are going to make it very uncomfortable when all things are said and done of where he falls in the hierarchy and who takes a step down. Theo Penson and Raymond Felton spoke on this. You guys check it out, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
Majority of the time, the MVP is the best player in the world. He's the MVP is playing the best. You would think the NBA is the best league in the world. Jokic is the best player in the world. And I'm gonna be honest with you. It ain't close.
It's not close at all.
Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world, and it's not close.
100%, and that's the scariest part. They gave SGA the MVP, but Jokic's numbers were actually better than all the years that he won MVP. And the same thing happened in the year that Embiid won the MVP. Jokic's numbers in that season was actually better than his MVP season the year before. And with SGA winning the MVP in 2025, Jokic's numbers were even better than those years. That is the scariest part about all this. It doesn't get talked about enough because, once again, Jokic is a European player and the NBA media overall does not know how to market those guys. But he's had points in certain seasons where he was the lead leader in assists, rebounds, and points. This is insane. He's doing this without even being a ball hog. It's not like he's chucking up a bunch of shots and not getting his teammates involved. He very much plays in the flow of the game, and other guys love playing with him.
Shea is a very good scorer. He ain't Jokic. You flip-flop Shea on Denver, oh, Lord. It's not the same. You're not getting the same result. You put Jokic on OKC.
Oh, man. They're about to be looking like the Bulls 91, 92, 93, and 96, 7, and 8. God damn.
They're a dynasty.
You put Jokic on OKC.
They're a dynasty.
No, clear-cut favorite. They're the team to beat.
Every year.
I'm telling Jokic's the best player in the world. Listen,
I feel like Jokic is the best player in the NBA today, 100%.
Yes.
I totally agree with you.
But from the past, how many years, though?
Yeah.
Since his first
it's
MVP.
Been consistent,
Since
though,
his
right?
first.
No, he's definitely.
He could have won 5 MVPs already. It's getting to a point where every season they almost have to recreate a brand new excuse of why not to give him the MVP. Because it's looking scary out here.
He's definitely consistent, and he's making it look easy.
It's too easy.
Like, again,
He's making it look
to
easy.
put in perspective, he's having the most efficient season of all time. And the person who has the next three
That's
are
why
him.
I say, man, listen,
are him.
Cole.
You can't. You have to do a Cole. You can't take it from him. Period. Because if you look at the numbers, you look at the season. He's playing the best out of everybody. I don't care, but you can't take away from what he's done in Oklahoma. He's taking that team. He's the leader. He's the man. He's taking that team, and they got over 60 wins.
Yeah.
And they are number one in the West once again, back-to-back years.
Yeah.
You gotta give that man.
I think this is
this the closest MVP?
1,000%.
Yes.
1,000%. Because
either one of them.
it's a snub.
Facts.
It's a snub.
Facts.
But it doesn't get talked about like that. That's the interesting thing. They make it seem like SGA was the runaway MVP. But when you look at Jokic's numbers, Jesus, triple-double with better shooting percentages. Oh, my God.
Because you can't discredit what Jokic is doing.
You can.
But you can't discredit what SGA is doing on the best. Bro, they are
the best team.
14 games up.
They're the best
Dominating.
team.
They're dominating.
And he's the main part of it. I don't care. You take him off that team is still going to be good. Don't get me wrong, because they play defense and they scrap. But that team is not number one in the West.
They're like
that team does not win 60 games without SGA. And that's why I say it's so up in the air, bro. I just can't say just give it to Jokic. But damn, that motherfucker's so good, ain't he? He's good.
But
bro.
we said this though. We said we like
got to be a first.
It was
MVP.
SGA, but then if Jokic put a performance together that's gonna be,
and he did
that performance made this 10 times harder. If he won the MVP and there was like a six seed.
It was a 6 seed. Yeah.
Like the best player in the league. And let me ask, I will be honest, like this is where it comes to peers. This is where it comes to who do your peers think?
There's no way.
Who do your peers think?
But so did you hear?
I think everybody be saying the same thing I'm saying, bro. It's too hard to pick one. It's hard, bro.
It depends who'd you just play most recently. That's probably how you feel about it. Cause then like so let's go to the next thing. Let's go back to B. B is the Nuggets and Timberwolves the best current rivalry in NBA? Because the last time they played, they've had nothing but classic games.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this though, when they asked Anthony Edwards who is the best player in the world, he said it's Jokic when it's not me. Basically, is what he said. But because he's like, bro, he's doing like stuff unreal. Like he's like, Ant was like, we're playing a game. We know he's dominating, but you look up, he has 60, 10, and 15. You like, we didn't even realize he's having that.
Yeah.
I don't think he realizes he's having that. That's just how he plays the game.
And the thing with Jokic, he plays the game the right way. He plays the game the right way and dominates.
Doesn't force anything.
Hold on. Cam, we're on live right now. We got a question for you.
He doesn't force anything.
This is Cam Johnson.
I was like, nigga.
From the Brooklyn Nets.
I was so confused.
Yo.
Cam, is Jokic the best player in the world?
Yes.
If you were to vote for MVP right now, who would it be?
I told you.
It's tough.
Shea.
It would be Shea?
Yeah.
What's your reasoning?
I'm a hypocrite.
I just would agree.
Voter fatigue, as in I'm the voter and I'm fatigued and giving the MVP to Jokic. I think that's very.
Damn. Last time we heard about MVP voter fatigue was when Michael Jordan was playing. That's how dominant Jokic has been the past, I would say, 5 to 6 years.
real, first of all.
Yes.
And like, okay, we can acknowledge that they accomplished what they accomplished in different ways, but the fact that Shea is leading that young team to a clear-cut number one seed.
Yes.
In addition to everything it does, like, yes, that's our one thing, but game impacts another. Like, it's not that Jokic impacts the game in literally every way possible, and the Nuggets literally just aren't as good without him.
Yeah.
But
or would you be mad if there was a co-MVP?
Yeah. I mean, it's very justifiable, but I just you can't cut the MVP in half.
I see that.
You got to go one or the other.
You got to pick.
Forcing me to pick.
Damn.
Jokic could win it. It's like Bron, Jordan. Like, they had years where they could have won it and they didn't. You know what I mean?
Do you think it will make the product diminished if they do cut it in half like that?
Because then they're gonna have to. Then they're gonna be like, we got to do this every year. They're gonna try to come up with a code every single year.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to pick.
Facts. That MVP award, ever since Russell Westbrook won it, they created a large gray area for the criterias. Because James Harden definitely had won that award, and his team had the best record. So as of recent history, that's where all the confusion and mix-ups kind of really come from.
He's having the best statistical season ever.
And the other three are
better than
his.
his other MVPs.
Yeah, the other three are his.
That's the thing. How do you not?
You can't not. But what I'm saying is
You can't not, but I pick SGA.
I told you.
This is the hardest. This is the hardest MVP race in my opinion.
I told you I'm giving it SGA. I got to. It's hard though, but I got to give it
not
SGA.
give it to Yoke, but I'm not voting for him.
I hear you. I hear you.
Damn.
And I know it sounds crazy. I don't know how to explain it
Because he got three.
more than that.
He got
Yeah. Cam, we appreciate you, brother. Cam Johnson, Brooklyn Nets. He said it. He picking SGA, but the MVP is Jokic. That's really what this is.
They're like, yeah.
That's really what this is.
That's
Like,
insane.
I don't
what you
think
just
he
said.
ever had a close MVP race.
I'm picking SGA.
We are picking Shea Gilgeous
But Jokic is
Alexander,
the MVP.
but Jokic is the most valuable player in the NBA.
And so look, I got a comment that it was saying, I'm not gonna say who it's from. They were like, is the triple-double MVP diminished because Russ has already done it and he's the first person to do it? And this is my explanation towards that. This is not a triple-double MVP. This is the most efficient season ever.
And he's a 7-footer. He's a big, not a guard.
But he plays. He's the first point center we've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's a point guard who in a center body, basically.
Not for real.
We saw like he can play off the ball. He's making behind the back passes from the paint. It has to be not even in recent memory. It might be the closest.
I'm gonna keep it a
race.
buck, and I'm not changing. He's the MVP.
If I'm voting,
he's the MVP.
If I'm voting, I'm going with Shea, bro.
And I can't be mad at that. Though.
The only reason I don't like it, and what's kind of just hitting me right now, we're giving Shea the MVP, and I love Shea. This is empathy for Shea at this point. We all know he's the best player in the world.
He is. He is.
We all know
he's the best player in the world.
We all know we all know he's the best player in the world. But if Shea had the same record as the Nuggets, it wouldn't be close. If Shea had the same record as the Nuggets, it would not be close.
Even if they were the 2
We
seed.
are just saying.
But the fact that he doesn't,
for sure.
So the most valuable player to me is not going to come down to stats. It's going to come down to Shea has taken a young Thunder team with no vets. He's basically the vet, and he's 26. So you taking a young team 2 years in a row, number 1 seed in the West, winning 60 games this year, best overall record this year. Like, so I gotta. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I gotta reward him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Felton kind of broke it down lovely right there. You gotta reward the most consistent and best team, the best player. That's what really makes you the MVP. But it's a tough go, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Our world is so creature of habit.
I gotta reward him,
and we can reward him with. If Jokic has not won one, what will we say?
This man can do this every year.
If he has earned, he has never came out and said that he is not, bro. He has came out and said.
If you go back into the day, and it's just, and I know this is not fair. I talk about this all the time with my dad. If you go back into the day, which I wasn't old enough to really see everything, but I remember clips. So you go back in the day, my daddy said Michael Jordan could have won MVP every fucking season.
Yeah.
He said he was the best player in the world every season, but they didn't give it to him.
My uncle said the same thing.
They didn't give it to him every
Chamberlain
year.
too.
They gave it to Karl Malone one year. They gave it to whoever this year. I mean,
Charles
they gave it
Barkley,
to different people. So
let me ask you,
it's
Ray.
just one of them situations.
You're
Jokic is the best player. He's the best player.
If you're Jokic, you're having the best. You are feeling the best. You are playing the best you have ever played. He feels like he has earned this one more than he's ever earned any of them.
That's true. That's true.
How would you feel about it? Would you be like, don't put the sympathy just because I got 3?
You know
that don't got shit to do with me.
You know what's the funny part?
You know, with Theo right there, what he just said, Jokic's numbers have been normalized. That's just Joker doing what he does. That's how great he's been. If any other GOAT had these type of numbers, they would be bought up in a lot of these GOAT debates. But what Jokic has done this season, it's going to go by completely unnoticed.
Part about that?
The way Jokic at, he don't care.
You know what's
and the way I feel about
I've
it.
never
I
heard
wouldn't
Jokic
tripping.
talk about MVPs before other than this year.
Or stats.
Oh, he said something about
He has talked about
This is the first
publicly
time.
and said, this is the best I've ever played in my life.
He said that.
That's the truth, though.
But this is the funniest thing.
And I
about
don't
it.
get MVP, and it's the best I've played in my life.
listen,
if he wins another one, he's top 10 all time. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
I think Shea.
Whew. It's hard. It's going to be a tough conversation where he finishes right now if he had retired. When you look at those numbers, that is insane. If he has 4 more seasons of that top 10 conversation is going to be uncomfortable.
I think Shea should get MVP this year. That's my opinion. But if Jokic gets it, I'm not mad.
I'm going to say this.
I'm just going to say that. I'm not mad.
His response will probably be that he'll probably have a more efficient season somehow next season.
Hey, listen, the man is getting.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
listen, I don't think nobody even watching what he's doing. He's getting better
every year.
Every year, getting better.
And chronologically order every year. Like, it's not even like.
Yes, he's getting better, bro. So it's scary, man. It's scary. I'm serious.
And it's getting scary enough because how old is Jokic?
Like 30.
Yeah.
I think he just turned 30.
Yeah. Like
maybe 31.
He's still young.
Sheesh. I'm telling you, if he puts up 4 more seasons of doing the same exact thing, certain conversations are going to get real uncomfortable for certain fan bases. Somebody getting knocked off that list.
He's still young.
He hasn't played no more than 10 seasons.
He still got at least maybe 10 more
He's
seasons.
30, yeah. Like he just turned 30.
Yeah, he could possibly play 10 more years if he want to. I don't think he will because
He won't play 10. He got a good six or
7.
Yeah.
He
but
was
don't-
like 37.
Well, he just,
Especially if he win another one too.
I'll tell you this. He's dominant. Like he's at the peak of he's in his prime.
He's going to get another MVP.
If he should be MVP this year. But if they get another piece, it's over.
And Theo Penson is right. And these all-time lists are really going to be uncomfortable because we have to factor in the modern-day players. Nikola Jokic are going to make it very uncomfortable when all things are said and done of where he falls in the hierarchy and who takes a step down.